Can I say that this question was originally submitted to the Minister for Enterprise, Trade and Employment and transferred across to your department. I submitted to Enterprise, Trade and Employment on the basis of the significant 4,300 social enterprises making an indeed significant contribution to the Irish economy, with in 2021 was 2.34 billion, and 57% of this was in urban areas and 43% in rural areas. And social enterprises are recording a significant employment contribution from 85,000 people in the Irish workforce. And certainly, whilst the social aspect of it is being covered and looked after, I think we need to look at it from a business point of view as well.
Thanks, Deputy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy. Having just transferred from the Department of Enterprise myself, I know how your question feels. The Department of Rural and Community Development has policy responsibility for social enterprise in Ireland since the department was established in 2017. Trading for Impact, which is the National Social Enterprise Policy 2024-2027, was launched in July 24. That was a successor to the first National Social Enterprise Policy, which was published in 2019. Development of Trading for Impact was carried out in partnership with the social enterprise sector that you just referred to. A series of bilateral meetings were held with key stakeholders, including government departments, sectoral representative bodies and networks, including the local development committees, the Local Development Company Network, formerly known as ILDN. There were regional stakeholder events, and finally we had public consultation, which took 43 submissions from stakeholders. In addition, my department commissioned 2 major pieces of research to underpin the development of Trading for Impact. The first was a baseline data collation exercise on the scale and on the scope of social enterprise in Ireland. The second, an OECD in-depth policy review of social enterprise and entrepreneurship ecosystem in Ireland. The Trading for Impact details 57 policy actions under 5 key objectives. Implementation is to be informed by a stakeholder engagement group made up of the key stakeholders, and we'll be announcing the membership of this group shortly. It is an area I'm going to be very interested in working with Minister Buttimer. I had many meetings with Social Enterprise Ireland during my time in the Department of Enterprise with John Logan, the CEO, and certainly I think there's massive potential here. We also need to support the existing social enterprises.
Minister, I very much welcome your commitment to social enterprise, and you're correct when you suggest that the Local Development Companies Network had a number of consultations throughout the country and indeed continue to do so. There is, however, a belief amongst leader companies in particular that maybe a more specific targeted supports to social enterprise in the more disadvantaged areas are necessary. They say one of the biggest challenges facing them as a social enterprise is the balance between meeting the social need, be that in the context of those employed in the enterprise, but also the business acumen required in the context of running and the operation of the business. And as was put to me by a person immersed in the area of social enterprise, often the passion to fix the issue affecting a community needs the same business passion to make it work. They are, of course, using the benefit of SICAP to bridge the gap between the social aspect and the commercial control aspect with training and mentoring supports. Can I ask if the Minister and his department would be open to sitting down with social enterprise in our local development companies to look at a proposal in regard to the business running of it?
Thanks, Deputy. Absolutely, Deputy. I look forward to working, Minister Butler, with the Local Development Company Network. They've just rebranded, and this is going to be a key area of focus. And yeah, actually, you've just touched on something there in terms of the management capability. People have really good ideas, but it's the actual, unfortunately, the execution of the good idea can often be a challenge, can often intimidate people from taking the step. And I certainly want to work both in that space and also in my role as Minister for Social Protection around Back to Enterprise scheme as well, to address those issues and give people the backup and the scaffolding that's needed to take the jump and maybe to actually move from an idea to implementation, be that in social enterprise or be that Back to Enterprise. So between our 2 departments, between Rural and Community Development and also the Department of Social Protection, this is something I'd like to work in cohesion in as far as possible. Thanks, Minister.
Thank you, Minister. And once again, I welcome your comments. I think you hit the nail on the head where often people who have very, very good ideas don't have the business acumen or are indeed afraid to present themselves forward with it a business plan. I know indeed in Wexford Local Development, we have 3 fabulous in-house social enterprises in Cafe Connect, Epic and the Little Job Service. Indeed, Cafe Connect is a terrific example of how people who've been left on the margins can be immersed into the area of helping themselves, working with themselves, and under the stewardship of Julie Codd in Wexford Local Development. The Cafe Connect has been a hugely successful commercial enterprise, and indeed the benefits of this are both varied and many. I know Cafe Connect deal with people who are recovering from addiction issues, who are now running a wonderfully successful business venture, and I would invite you to come to Wexford at some stage and view it firsthand, and I'll even stand your coffee on it on that basis. Thank you very much, Minister.
Well, don't worry, Minister Brown has promised me coffee down there. But I would, it sounds like a fabulous project, and they're the kind of projects we want to see around. They sound like very much a community services project, which is supporting 430 community-based organisations to provide local economic environmental services with 1,700 full-time posts and 340 manager posts supported from the department. Last year we published the Achieve Together Social Innovation, Coaching and Mentoring Programme, which is co-funded under Ireland's ESF Operation Programme. That provides bespoke mentors and coaches to existing CSB-supported organisations for a 12-month period. And that will address some of the issues that we discussed about in the previous question, in terms of sustainability, in terms of providing better services. And definitely that's the kind of model I want to see grow, and we'll be hopefully growing out the Achieve Together programme across the country and making it available to other organisations.
Thanks.